It would be very fitting if Joe McCann was the man to polish this game off. He's been a true star throughout this match.
Yeah, I have to say he's been the best player on the court today.
20 serves 10.
There it is.
That's it. Well played, Dessie, Keegan and Joe McCann through to the All-Ireland Senior Doubles final. Great game, brilliant performance from Mayo. Lost their way for a while, Tommy Hines, but they came strong and they deserved their place in the final.
Joe McCann. Ballahadreen Handball Club, County Mayo. Favourite memory would have to be winning the 40x20 doubles 2 years ago. In handball it's such a close unit, like there's been a few. There's been Charlie Shanks as I was growing up, Noel McHugh before that, and then when you come into the senior bracket you have top class players like Paul Brady, Tony Healy, Owen Kennedy. You get to meet a lot of people. There's a lot of fun in handball, and also it keeps you physically fit, mentally aware, and it's tough. You're there on your own. Keep with it. Nobody's a genius when they start out, and even though you don't think you're improving, generally if you're hitting the ball against the wall, you will improve.
Well, myself and Joe started off really well, as we really wanted to. We won the first game pretty comfortably. I think what happens in the second, particularly me, kind of slipped into maybe taking the foot off the gas a little bit. You know, we're winning pretty comfortably. We just needed to get a couple of more points there just to keep them at bay. We didn't. We let them back into the game, and I think maybe in hindsight, maybe afford them a bit more, bit too much respect, maybe, in that we should just close the game out, get the hell out of there and forget about it. But it was a tough game. I was glad that at the end of it now, sometimes it's good to go to 3 games and still come out the better side of it, because at least you know if it goes to 3 in a final that you're going to be fine physically to be able to last 3 games. The thing about doubles is, you know, it really comes down to partnership. Set and Joe on the road now, maybe 7 years now at this stage, and we just know our games inside out. We very rarely call in the alley because we just know where the other fella's going.
It's great for the two of us to be able to say that we're in an All-Ireland final. Like a couple of years ago, you know, we got into 2 or 3 All-Ireland finals and things didn't go our way against Owen and Ian. Like, to come to a facility like this where we grew up with the guys that are running it, they're putting everything together perfectly. Like, in the past, like, we kind of took it for granted at times. You know, we got into an All-Ireland final there in the first year playing together. Then the second year we lost that one and we kind of put it down to, you know, we're young, we're getting there. The second year we lost, and then the third year I had collapsed lung, which was pretty unfortunate. But you know, now we've kind of taken a couple of years out where we realise that getting into an All-Ireland final is massive. We realise it then, it means more to us now. We take it one round at a time. Today we got over the semi-final, that's what we wanted to do. At the start of the year we said that our goal was to get into an All-Ireland final. We're here now, we're going to have to go away, go back to the drawing board and get ready for our All-Ireland final. We've got a week to do it, we're physically fit, we're going to give it everything that we have.
Dessie, Keegan. 420 doubles was definitely the most recent one, but I suppose when you asked the question first, the first thing that comes into my mind is the boys 19 under World Championship in Chicago in 2000, because I was being annihilated and I shouldn't have won it, but I did win it, so that was the biggest achievement, I suppose. I played Kieran Mina. He's a Tyrone guy years ago in Modesto in California, and I physically got sick 5 times during the game and after the game in total, because it was just so hard. It was about 2 hours and 40 minutes. He was an incredible athlete who just would never ever give up. I ended up winning the game, but it just took so much out of me. I couldn't walk after the game. When I qualified for my first senior tournament, there was Peter McCauley, Duxie Walsh, Walter O'Connor, Kenneth Kane, Tony Healy, Owen Kennedy, and and you super young Paul already. So I think in the space of 3 or 4 years, Paul had turned professional, more or less, you know, and to compete against that level of opposition was incredible. I suppose in years to come, I look back at my career and say, well, I was happy to mix it with the best. Like today now, myself and Joe were in the court, you know, I live in legend of Paul Brady, like in fairness, you know, whether it's 66 or 30 or 20, anytime you step in the court with him, to be able to say that you're played in the same area as the greatest player of all time in 40-20, and 2 of the greatest players of all time in Duxie Walsh, you know, Kennedy and 6-30. I suppose it's nice to be able to say that. Well, for me personally, the amount of friends I've made all over the world, it's the only GAA sport where you actually will get to leave the country. I made my first trip away when I just turned 14. I've been in America, I think, up on 50 times since 1996. I've been all over the world with handball, so I think the opportunities that you get from handball is incredible. I've always found that handball people are incredibly loyal. Like the people I've grown up with, some of my competitors and fiercest competitors when I was 15 are some of my closest friends even today.